Patriae. 27 years ago, the gates of Janus had been closed, signifying peace, prosperity, and order. That is what Augustus Caesar had also desired, and now, to his great satisfaction, had seen established in the Roman Empire. The Roman citizens, too, gloried in the change that had taken place. A whole generation had grown up without knowing the horrors of civil war. Wars of conquest, too, had ceased. Mothers and wives no longer had to send their sons and husbands off to die in foreign lands. Occasional uprisings occurred in the border countries, but they were far away. Food was plentiful. Game and entertainments had never been so more lavish. What more could a grateful people ask for? Upon a golden impulse one night in the theater of the winter of 2 BC, the people rose to their feet in a body, turned to the emperor's box, and hailed him as Patriae, the father of the country. Soon after that, the Senate, also at a loss to know what further honor to bestow upon Augustus, followed the lead of the people. By a unanimous vote, they passed a decree and conferred the title upon the emperor in these words: "With hearty wishes for the happiness and prosperity of yourself and your family, Caesar Augustus, the Senate, in agreement with the common people, salute you by the title of Patriae, the father of your country." Augustus was deeply moved, and there were tears in his eyes as he replied, "I have now arrived at the summit of my desire, O senators. What more have I had to ask of the immortal gods but that this, your affection for me, continued to the end of life?" His eyes were filled with tears, but only in part were tears of happiness. Mingled with them must have been tears of grief. They had wished for the happiness of himself and his family. As father of his country, he had been honored and successful, but as father of his family, what a disgrace had been brought upon him, in the same year and by his own child, his daughter Julia. "Ah, would that I had never entered wedlock and had died childless," he moaned, whenever he thought of Julia entering his mind. That bright, high-spirited, saucy little girl whom he had so adored and petted. The ugly truth about her dissolute life had reached her father at last, and it had almost broken his heart. A shocking scandal had been brought to light in which Julia was involved. It was of nature too dreadful even to be disclosed, quite possibly a political plot against her father himself. At first, Augustus had been so humiliated by the disgrace that he would see no one. Then, regaining his composure, he called upon the Senate to witness how a Roman father could punish a wayward child. He banished Julia to an island, deprived her of all comforts, allowing her only the bare necessities of life. He took out a bill of divorce against her in name of Tiberius. Then he sent word to Tiberius in Rhodes that he was free from his marriage to Julia, and that to the day of his death he, or her father, never intended to lay eyes on her again. Tiberius protested in a reply to his stepfather against being overly harsh. He also expressed his desire that Julia should keep all the gifts that he himself had given her. Tiberius also requested permission to return to Rome. He did not wish to re-enter public life, but would help advance the careers of Gaius and Lucius, the younger members of the family. Augustus flatly refused. "Since you were so ready to desert your family, you may dismiss all anxiety concerning them." Tiberius reread these words, then lifted his nearsighted eyes, squinted off in the direction of the harbor. When, if ever, he wondered, would he see Rome again?